Christopher Holcomb coming to you with another episode. Pretty much this episode, I want to give you some information. I talked to another individual via email, and they were starting their real estate business or looking to get into real estate. So this is what this video will be about. I want to give you pretty much three important aspects to start in real estate. No money down, nothing out your pocket. However, I will say that sounds all great and grand, and I hear it on infomercials a lot of time about no money down, things of that nature. It will take your time, and a lot of times in real estate in the beginning phases, it takes time, which also is called sweat equity. So pretty much I'm going to give you these 3 pointers, attributes, objectives to start off in real estate. To me, after you do these 3, you'll not have a jump on other people who look to do real estate, but you will have a more focused direction of what you want to do. Because a lot of times when I'm out networking, talking to new investors, or even people who are seasoned, or people who are looking or wavering back and forth, I ask them at least 1 or 2 of these questions. A lot of times, if I'm not getting complete answers or specifics, then I feel like they're pretty much not fully invested into doing a business. It's more of a hobby. And a business is something that you can definitely generate income from and transition to becoming a full-time business. A hobby is just to make a couple dollars. And I don't want to do business with people that does it for a hobby. But that's enough talk about that. I'm just want to give you this information and you guys can take it and run with it. First thing I will tell you guys to do is identify the area you want to do real estate in. And that would be the city, the location. And I'm not saying keep it vague. I mean, be very precise. You know, you may say, I want to do Detroit. I want to do Los Angeles. I want to do Texas. I want to do Dallas. I want to do Houston. I want to do Miami. That's not precise enough. What you want to do is get a square mile area. So if you're doing Detroit, find you a square mile area in Detroit you want to do real estate in. West side, east side, find your square mile. Learn those streets, learn those addresses, learn the layout of those areas. If it's predominantly brick, is it predominantly frame, colonial, bungalow. Learn those streets, learn those areas. Understand the layout, understand what status is in a stable condition, is it in a growing position, is it in a decline. Understand these things because these will be very valuable for the other 2 points I want to make for you, and just give you an outset of what you're trying to do. So by far, pick you a area and a location. I will also say as a tidbit on a side note, pick somewhere close to you. I've done it myself where it's been 30 minutes to drive one way to get to an area, and tell you if you're going to do whatever in real estate, timing is big. And if you got to take 30 minutes to an hour just to go to a property, let's say you had tenants there and things of that nature, and you had to go out there and see about the tenants and deal with that, that's a lot of time you're wasting. And it should be, hopefully it'll be value. But if it's not value, it's really wasting a lot of time. So for people who starting up, I would say just find your area close by. Definitely find your area that's close by. 15 minutes would be the most, I would say. Longest distance one way you would go, maybe 20, depends on the area, if it's a quick jump on the freeway or something. But I wouldn't look at long distance areas or cities because it's a hot city. It's not really a value. A person who lives there or in that area can get to a property faster, make an offer, and it takes you another 30 minutes to get out there. So think about that too. Number two is to figure out what type of real estate you want to do. And you say, do you want to flip? Do you want to buy and hold? Do you want to wholesale? Do you want to do short sale? Figure out what your niche is going to be. Not saying you'll be toehold into that segment, but you got to start somewhere. And I think a lot of times doing that, you can look into yourself and understand where you're at. Do I got enough money to do flips? Do I got other people's money to do flips? Do I have a network to do flips? Do I need to build a network of buyers? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? It will give you a great idea because people think, oh, wholesaling is the way to go for beginners. I will tell you this, to be a good wholesaler or a great wholesaler, you have to be good as a flipper and a buy and hold, because you got to know what they want. You got to know the aspects. You got to give them the information that they need to make a decision on the property you're trying to sell. So keep that in mind too. That's another side point. For some reason, I'm doing a lot of side points today. So pretty much just figure out what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, but you know the area, find people that's doing maybe something in that. If they're doing flips, talk to them. Find you a mentor. Always a great idea to do. But figure out in one aspect or another of what you want to do. What is your initial thing? If it's wholesaling, that's fine. Don't mean you cannot go to flips or buy and hold, but initially wholesaling is your thing. Find out what you want to do. Number 3, figure out, once you know your area and what you're going to do, got to figure out who you're selling it to. So either it's cash buyers, is it retail where you're dealing with just homeowners and who want to buy homes, is it renters? So you need to verify that, because you need to get that list up and create that base and know where to get that base from. If it's cash buyers, you need to go down to the city, see who's buying properties, talk to hard money loan lenders. Go through the neighborhood, see who's selling these properties. Talk to realtors, because they could be dealing with investors who sell properties. Find out these things. If you're dealing with renters, then you got to find people who deal with renters. Areas that are people where renters will be, where people classifieds. You know, you got to figure out once you figure out your sector or the area you're going to do, figure out who you're selling to, because those 3 things will get you in an understanding of if you want to do real estate and how to go by doing it, or at least give you some direction. And then you can run off and start getting things done. Then you could go network. Then you could go talk to people. Then you can identify what you're doing. And with that information, at least get your foot in the door. And people are like, okay, this guy is doing business. This lady's serious about her business. She ain't doing it for a hobby, because a lot of people do not want to deal with people who does hobbies. If you go fishing, that's fine. If I fish, that's cool. But if I do real estate, I don't want to deal with you that's trying to flip a house every 2 or 3 months and you're not bringing anything I am looking for. You're wasting my time and my ADD viewing your emails. Come on. So please check out those 3 steps. I think that's a great way to start a business. It's cheap. It's all really in your mind, and pretty much if you got to drive neighborhoods, it's your time. If you got to look up people who does real estate, it's more of your time than anything. So check those out. If you got any questions, comment. Definitely feedback is always welcome. If you like it, like the page, subscribe, all of those good things, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.